Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm the owner, creator, and coach for Believe in Better Finances. So as you can see behind me, it's December. We're well into the month of the holidays and Christmas, so I hope all of you are enjoying the holidays and the festivities that are happening this particular month. So with the end of year approaching and us getting ready to start a new year, one of the things that I really wanted to do was take this moment to reach out to some of my younger viewers here on YouTube. So I think one of the most important things that I think the younger people especially don't always think long-term about is saving for your retirement and your long-term future and those long-term goals. Whenever I was first contributing to my retirement plan, I didn't necessarily understand the investment options. I knew what it meant to diversify my money, to spread it around, but what I was putting my money into, I really didn't have a clear grasp of that. And over time, you will learn, you'll be able to educate yourself on a lot of this, and it helps by attending different things to learn a little bit more about it. But the one thing that I knew was an advantage for me was I was young, and I knew that I needed to contribute something. So at my current employer, I actually started there when I was 19 years old. I was fresh out of high school. I was in the process of getting ready to get married, and I just knew at that point I was an entry-level job. I didn't have a lot of money since I was getting out on my own and getting married, but I knew I needed to contribute whatever I could. And so at that point, I think I started off literally at 1% of my income going into my retirement plan at my employer. And eventually, as I was able to get merit increases or promotions, I used those opportunities as a means to increase my overall 401k contributions. So I went from 1 to 2 to 3% and continued that until I got to the point that I was very happy with whatever I was contributing at the time. So, just know that you don't have to start right out the gate at 15%. I think for some people, that's what they think, and it gets very intimidating because they're like, I just don't have the money to be able to do that. But you can slowly work up to that. And so what I actually did a couple weeks ago, and it really kind of got me thinking about this topic and talking to the younger viewers, was my employer reached out to the employees. They sent out a mass email saying, hey, we've got our 401k providers, actually representatives coming to our office to sit down and offer one-on-one private kind of consultations in a way. So if you want to sit down, ask any questions, or just want to get a checkup to make sure that your retirement plan is on track the way you want it to be, that's what they're here for. It's no cost. So I signed up, immediately signed up, and I attended the session. It was about an hour long, and I really found the information to be super valuable. I only wish I could have got every single one of those employees who did not attend a session to attend, because I think sometimes that topic is very intimidating, and it's really rather simple. So with that, one of the biggest advantages as a younger person is the advantage of time. Time is on your side. When you start investing when you're younger, you'll be amazed at what your account will look like in the 30, 40 years to come. I know for me personally, I'm in my early 30s, and I look at where I started, where I wasn't contributing hardly anything between 19 and probably 21 years old. I mean, it was very, very little, but I did something every single paycheck, a little bit. And then as I hit my mid-20s and upper 20s, I really started to crank up my contributions. And it's been really exciting to see where I've started and where my current account balance is, even with a recession and everything else. So again, it's never too late to start. So even if you're not in your 20s or early 30s, that's okay. The important thing is you got to start somewhere, right? So with that, I want to show kind of a visual aid to those of you who are like myself. I'm a very visual type person. Kind of give you an example just to kind of show you what a little bit of contribution can look like over a long period of time. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so here's an example. So say you're 35 years old and this is your starting point. You haven't put any money into a retirement plan until right now at age 35. So as you can see here, if you were to deposit $200 a month, so say you're paid bi-weekly, that's $100 a paycheck that you're taking out. You're going to earn an annual interest rate compounded at 7%. So that's a pretty fair interest rate return. Most times you may be able to get something really higher than that, and sometimes you might get paid less than that. But on average, if you want to plug in around 7%, that's a pretty fair number that most of your financial experts will plug in, just kind of in the middle. And then if you're 35 years old and you want to retire at the age of 65, that means you're going to have 30 years to invest that $200 continuously at 7% interest rate. So if you were to do that, your overall payout would be at age 65 is $244,002. So just under $245,000. So not too bad. But then I want to show you next is an example of, say you keep all of these figures the same. So you do, again, you continue on with the $200 a month or $100 each pay period at 7% interest. But instead we're going to change this number to 25, which means we're going to have 40 years to save. Let's look at the difference. All right, so age 25, $200 a month, 7% interest on average. At 40 years, so 25 to 65, you'll get an investment return of just under $525,000. That's quite a difference, just having 10 years advantage starting at 25 years old versus 35. I'm going to show you where I actually pulled these calculations from. So I'm going to escape out of this and go to bankrate.com. And I'm not endorsed or paid by them. I'm just showing you as one way you can go utilize a calculator. Let me adjust this a little bit. All right. So go to bankrate.com, and then at the top of the menu bar, you're going to see something that says calculators. It might be a little hard to see, but you can kind of follow my pointer. So click on calculators, and then you're going to scroll down. There's all different kinds of calculators out here too, which is really cool. And then basically you're just going to click on under investment calculator savings. And then here is where you can start plugging in figures. So for an initial amount, they make you put at least $1. So say you don't have any money to invest right off the bat. So you're starting with basically zero, or in this case, I'll just put $1 for grins. If you wanted to go in and change, say you want to do $300 a month at 7% interest, and you've got, we'll just say 35 years until you retire. So you start investing at age 30 if you want to retire at 65. And then what you'll do is you just simply click the calculate button, and it's going to calculate it. And then when you scroll down, it'll show you year to year how much your money's increasing. So that would bring you up to $540,000. So anyways, hopefully you found that visual aid helpful, just to kind of give you a little bit of inspiration and motivation to get started. So if you're not currently signed up with your 401k provider, or maybe it's a 403b, whatever kind of retirement plan that your employer offers, make sure and reach out to your HR benefits person to do that. For those of you who do not have some kind of retirement plan offered to you through your employer, that's absolutely okay. One of the things that you can do is reach out to any certified financial planner, and they can help set you up what's called an individual retirement account, or as you've probably heard it called, an IRA. And they've got different kinds, like traditional Roth IRAs, SEP IRAs. They'll speak to you, find out about your situation, and tell you which one's the best fit. So with that, if you want to check out the description box below, I'll be sure and list a link where you can go look for a certified financial planner in your area. And if you don't want to use that link, what you can simply do is just Google certified financial planner and then insert your city, state, and hit search, and it'll pull up, I'm sure, several people that you can go kind of look into and then set up an appointment to go visit with. So I hope that you found this information valuable. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and be sure and subscribe for future videos on all things money. See you later.